Hi guys, we are here for another live session here between YouTube and Facebook this week. And so the questions that we have to answer from the last couple of weeks that I've gotten asked quite a bit. Sorry, my brain apparently is not working very well today. The wealth side of things. So if we're going on the investment side of things, I've gotten a lot of questions on what a 1031 exchanges, what type of properties you can use that for, and then how you avoid capital gains tax. So first off, a 1031 exchange is when you have an investment property and you want to sell it and not pay taxes on any of the gains that you've made or the higher price that you're getting from when you purchased it. Then you immediately go and buy a property of equal or greater value that you're also going to use as an investment. That's what a 1031 exchange is. There's really specific timelines that are associated with that. You have to find the next property. I'm a little not as good as I should be on this, but you have to find the next property, I think within 45 days, and then you have to close on that property within 180 days. So it's really, really quick, and it's really, really, really scrutinized on what those timeframes are, where that money goes, what that price point is, all of the things. So if you're interested in getting rid of some of your investment properties, it's a great time to do it. We just have to make sure that we have a 1031 exchange person who specializes in that to be involved, because you actually can't ever take that money and put it in your own personal bank account. It has to go straight to a 1031 company, and then they're the one that actually funds the new purchase on the next property. So it's a little complicated. They're not really that much different in terms of normal transactions. It's just you have to have that intermediary and you have to play within those timelines. Then the other part of that is avoiding capital gains when you're selling a property. If you're selling a primary house, right, and it's your house that you live in, if you're single, you don't get taxed on anything $250,000 in gains or less. If you're single and it's over $250,000 in gains, then you will get taxed on whatever that overage is. And then if you're married, it's $500,000. So if you're married, if you have a gain of $600,000, then you're actually taxed on that extra 100, if that makes sense. And so that's going to be from your original purchase price to what you sold it at, what your actual gain is. And talk to your CPAs on the specifics on that, and if there's any ways that you can get around it or what deductions you can use to bring that top level down so that you can still maintain that $500,000 cap. So we had a bunch of questions on that. If you guys want to know more about investment stuff, we're doing a wealth building seminar this coming week on Thursday, the 20th. It's at 6:00. If you check our Facebook page, we've got information on how to register for that. I think there's only 10 tickets left. I'd have to double check on that one. So if you want to be in that room and have conversations and try to figure out a plan to be a millionaire with real estate investments, let's talk. We're doing it. We've got a bunch of people that are doing it, and you're welcome to. It's not rocket science. It's not that hard. You don't need $1 million cash to do it. So that's going to be a cool class and a cool room to be in. So the other questions that we had are cash offer related in the last little bit. So if you're still looking, let me back that up. Our market has shifted. So 72-hour guys, are pretty famous for saying your house can sell in 72 hours, which is 3 days, right? Our market has shifted. That is not realistic anymore. You will not get a house sold that first weekend. Odds are. There's always flukes. If you price it low enough and you get those eyes, fine. We've shifted back into normal real estate. So if you put a house on the market, it's probably taking 3 months, not 3 days, and definitely not 3 hours. So that's kind of the new frame of reference. So we have a lot of people that were making plans for next year without factoring in that timeline and asking me, well, how do I get out of my house now? I need out. We have to be, wherever. And let's use the guy I was talking to this morning. I have to be in Tennessee in 6 weeks. My house ain't ready to get listed. I need to be out. I want my money so that I can go make plans. And that's my job transfer date. What are my options? What are we going to do? So we still have cash offers. That's still a thing that's still working in our market. We have multiple investors that we've partnered with to bring an instant cash offer to you. And so that's going to give you certainty. You're going to know your price. You can control that timeline. Okay. And you can control the convenience fee. You don't have to worry about showings. You don't have to worry about when it will sell in the next 3 months. We can go do that, do a walkthrough, and we're done. You do take a hit a little bit on the offer price, but if that's what's important to you, getting out on your timeline that's relatively soon, let's talk, because we still have a lot of those things and they're still decent prices. And if you don't like one, you can shop them. We've got 3 or 4 right now that are buying right here in the Valley. So if that's something that you're interested in, they're still there. It's still a cash deal. You can say when you want to move, whether that's next week or next month. It doesn't really matter, and then we can line it all up. So just to go into a little bit on our market, we're still just a touch over 20,000 homes on the market, which is a big difference from the 5,000 that we saw in March, but we've kind of leveled off. We're not seeing the big gain in listings that we normally see in October. People are just kind of holding tight, which is fine. That's keeping us really balanced. Our buyer demand is about 20% below normal, and our seller supply is about 20% below normal. So we're keeping balanced as a market overall. If we dive into each city, there's nuances to each city and each price point, and even each neighborhood. So if you want to get really, really specific on your information, pop it in here and we'll see if we've got some quick numbers for you, or I can send you, specific information. But we have our interest rates are hovering about 7. You can still get a lot of sellers who are willing to negotiate can buy your rate down. If you don't want to pay 7, you're happy at 5 or 6. Let's see if they'll pay to buy that rate down. We're getting deals accomplished. We got 2 under contract this week. So there's still activity out in the marketplace, regardless of what the actual news media is trying to scare you with. People are still out there buying. If it's at 7%, fine. If they're getting a buy down to 5.5%, fine. 25% of our market right now is cash. 50% is conventional, and about 11.5% is between an FHA and a VA. And then we've got some other creative financing that's taking a piece of the market too. So a lot of that stuff, we're still rolling. Where are we at on our pendings? We're at 7,400 pendings right now. So a little bit lower than we normally see in October, but not bad. 7,400 buyers are buying a house right now, you guys. So don't listen to that national TV narrative saying there's no buyers, the market is crashing, everything's stalled out. It really hasn't. We've gone back to what we would say is normal. So what else can I share? We talked that things are taking about 3 months to sell on average. That's what our supply is 3.3 months this month. And we're totally fine with that number. If we look back at history, 0 to 4 months is technically a seller's market. 4 to 6 is a balanced market. And then over 6 months of supply is going to be our buyer's market. So by those numbers, we're just a really, really weak seller's market bordering on balance. So let's, keep that in mind and keep that perspective when you're out looking at homes and looking at the prices of these places. They really, aren't that bad when you're out there. And so our 12-month appreciation is 21% right now. Month over month is about 10. And so we're trending back down to more balanced and even keel, which is great. 21 was unsustainable. We've been seeing that for years. And 30% from last year was totally unsustainable. That's not going to keep on. But the projections are just we're going to level out a little bit for a while until these rates stabilize or come back down and give buyers some comfort again and coming back out in mass, or even getting closer to the percentages that they have on their current house, like our house at 3%. That's hard to get away from. And so we have a lot of people that are sitting in those situations, which I think is why we're not seeing the listings come to market like we normally would in October. There's a lot of that love it or list it going on right now, where maybe we'll just make some changes and stay put, and we're good. So there's a lot of that going on. What else do you guys have questions on? What else can we talk about? We have the wealth building class next Thursday night. We have a movie in the park Saturday up here in Red Mountain Ranch. If anybody wants to come watch Hocus Pocus at the park, let me know. And then we have a trunk or treat at the office if anybody has kids and wants to come by on the 27th. And I think all of these events are pretty much starting about 6 o'clock. So if you have any questions, let me know. What else can I share market-wise? What do we got here? There are still nuances to the market. Things are still moving. We just got a house that we had listed under contract, and it was only on the market for 2 weeks. 2 weeks was our ticket to get about 10 showings through. And if we go back to real estate, that's the metric that we used, right? In the 20 teens, 10 showings meant that you would get one offer. So the faster you could get to 10 showings, the better. If you didn't have 10 showings in 2 to 3 weeks on the market, then we need to start talking about a price correction. Maybe we missed the mark. If we had like 6 to 8 showings or 10 showings, no offer, we're probably 1 to 2% off. If we have 5 to 8 showings, right? So we didn't quite get to our 10. We're probably about 3% off on our price. And we didn't even get 5 showings. We're probably a little bit more like 5% off on our price. And if we got nothing, we might be 10% off. So all of that is feedback, you guys. When you're listing a house, let's just take a little perspective, take a breather, and get the feedback that the market is giving. There are fewer buyers that are out there right now. The ones that are looking are serious. And you do, like, negotiations are back, contingencies are back. So let's just play real estate games, right? Your negotiating piece comes back in. If you want concessions to pay down your rate, cool. If you want concessions for your closing costs, cool. Let's talk. If you want to put up a contingent offer, okay, let's see it. Whatever, right? It's normal real estate, and we just need to kind of pump the brakes, take a breath, and go back to our old metrics. And you have to remember how to market a house to get that attention. And so it's all back to let's say like 2014, 2016. Okay, let's play. So hopefully that's the general feeling that we can leave you with this time. And if you have any questions on anything, or if you want to check values or see what's going on in your own neighborhood, maybe you're interested in one of these cash offers, I'm happy to talk. Let's see what those numbers come back at for your house. If they make sense, cool. You can sell your house like that with no hassle. If not, maybe it makes sense to go to the market. So we can kind of run over whatever those options are for you and figure out what's best. Give me a call. The phone number for the office here, 480-518-9907, or feel free to shoot me an email, Chelsea, CHELSEA, at yourreddoorteamaz.com. We're kind of excited about some of the things that we've got rolling out for land clients and ranch clients, and then of course our traditional real estate stuff. So we kind of do it all. If you have any questions, of course, that's the contact info. We'll be doing this again in another couple weeks, about the 28th, 29th, something like that is the next Friday, 2 weeks from now. And let me know what questions you got in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be talking about it then. Thanks, guys.